Joy friends, welcome to Yarn Joy Adventures number 11. My name is Cynthia with Cynthia's Joyful Creations, and today I am going to show you everything that I've been working on from Monday, November the 13th until this past Friday, November the 24th. I do apologize that I did not get a Yarn Joy Adventures out last week. Even though I did record a couple days, there were a few days that I missed, and mainly it's because my focus has been on trying to get so much done and ready for December 2nd for Shoppers Walk. That is where I have an opportunity to sell a lot of my makes, and I'm really excited about this. I've been working hard for this for over the last couple months, and now I'm in crunch time, so I'm trying to get as much done as possible. So let me show you what I've been working on. And then going forward next week, I will start back with showing you little snippets every day. All right, I'm going to try to do this in order as much as I can, but one of the things that I've done is I've created another bag, and in that first week, I had shown you this in the stages of creating it, but now it is completely done, and so this is another boho bag to add to the collection. And I keep saying boho bag, but it's not really a boho bag because I have no tassels on it. But anyway, this is another bag that I will be putting in the Shoppers Walk to sell. And I still have to glue it down to the zipper, but I will do that. And once I do that, it will look a little bit sharper than it does now. But I have some of those to do. All right, another project that I worked on, I am working on this with a friend from Crochet Club. I had already made one, and this pattern is not mine. It is from Tinna, and I'll make sure that I attach her channel link and the video to this particular tutorial in the description box. But this is a bag that I made a long time ago, a couple years ago actually, and it's the only one that I hung on to for myself, which you can see it is in purples and blues, so those are my two favorite colors. And then one of my yarny friends gave me this stitch marker, so I attached it to it and as a zipper pull. And I have all kinds of notions in here that I use on almost every project, so love having it. And then I've got a couple pins on here that I got from Crochet Society when I was getting those boxes. So this is the one that I worked on, and I'm actually going to show a little bit of a video that I took in the process of making this. So I'm going to insert that in just a minute, but this is the completed one, and I made it a lot longer and I made it a lot shorter because I wanted it just for holding crochet hooks. So I have crochet hooks in here, and this here is just simply a little pouch that I will be carrying with me to Crochet Club in case someone comes in and they don't have a hook. I've got a hook that I can share with them. But I have a friend at Crochet Club who wants to make one of these pouches. So I just kind of did one up to refresh myself with how to do it so that when we come together and work on one together, that I would remember how to do it and we could work on it together. All right, I'm going to pause this a minute and I will show you the video that I made on the day that I was showing this being made in the making. I know I have a couple things I need to be finishing up, but I started a new project today. It is one that a friend of mine from Crochet Club wants to do together. And so we will be doing one together next Wednesday. But I just wanted to start one to refresh myself on how to do it and work through all the kinks so that when we come together, I can teach it to her and we can make it together. But here is one that I have already made before, and it is just a little, the Apache Tears Mosaic little notions bag, and this is from Tinna. So I will be sure to include her link in the description box of Yarn Joy Adventures so that she gets full credit for this. And if you are interested in making one, that you can go do her tutorial. And this is a little beaded, it was a stitch marker that I got from one of my yarny friends. and I just put it on the notions bag. And these are just some little pins that I got when I was getting Crochet Society. But here is the one that I started. And I am loving these colors. So I am using Sugar and Cream Stripes. This is some old cotton yarn that I've had for a long time, so it's nice to finally be able to use this. It's in the colorway Country Stripes. So hopefully you can see that. Oh yeah, that's coming in nice and clear. And if for some reason I don't have enough in this little skein to finish it, because I can't remember, I'm almost sure that one little skein made one of these bags before, but I can't remember because it's been a long time since I've made one. Then I will jump over and add this one to it. And this is also Sugars and Cream Stripes. And this one is in the colorway Violet Stripes. So I think those would go really well together to still create, you know, a nice flow of the bag. But anyway, even though it is self-striping, I think it's turning out really, really well. And you can still definitely see the Apache tears coming through there. So I'm loving it. All right, welcome back to Current Time. The next project I'm going to show you, it is not completed. I am working on it, and I'm working on this with all of my Stitching Together with Friends. And this is a table runner that we are making, and this is the front side right here. So I have not made any more progress on this from what we did the last Wednesday that we were together, which was Wednesday, November the 15th. I did all of that night in the live, so I've definitely got more to do and to finish up. I am using Red Heart with Love Metallic, and of course it's in the colorway white, and you can see the little shimmery sparkles in it, and it is showing up in the project as well. I love that. So I have that to work on and finish up, hoping I can get done what I need to for this coming Wednesday, but if not, I'm hoping that all of my friends will understand, as Saturday is just around the corner and I'm trying to get everything completed for that. Okay, so what have I been working on? What is the bulk of what I've been working on? Well, I've been working on socks to sell, and while these socks are quick and easy to make, and some of you have already seen tutorials that I've put out, and honestly, I could make more tutorials because as I've continued making these, I've come up with so many different ways to actually create the borders, and it's just been really fun, all the different ways I have been able to make the lacy edging so that they're different. And then I ran into a situation with a particular type of sock, and it wasn't working out. So I had to then spend time coming up with a way, and I was about to give up and just have Todd take the unopened socks back and get my money back when I went to bed, slept on it, woke up the next day, and came up with something, and it worked. So I'm keeping all the socks, which makes me feel good because I'm not a quitter. But unfortunately, it just takes a lot longer to make that pair of socks. So without further ado, let me show you what I have done. So I'm going to start what's in this basket here. And these size socks are big girl sizes. These are a shoe size 6 to 10.5 child. All right. And you may have seen some of these already. And I've got some of them already priced and ready to go. But here is a blue pair. And love this lavender and white. Love this in the black. Try and show it so you can see the design. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. And I have it in peach. And then I did a pair, grab the little tag here, in the Christmas colors. And that side might show up a little bit better. So, yeah. All right, the next size is 18 to 36 month. And I've had a lot of fun with these. Now, this pair you may have seen in the tutorial that I did. And then this pair was also in a tutorial that I put out. All right, and then here are some other ones that I made in that size. Love the rainbow colors on that blue. Absolutely love the black and white on that pair. And I even love the black and the pink on this pair. And here's some beige. And then also using the beige trim on a pink. So love that. All right, and this is some white with like a silver glitter in it. Let me unfold that cuff. And that is really cute. I don't know if you can see the silver glitter in it. All right, here's some white and pink edging. And this is a lilac gray on this pair of pink socks. And then turquoise on turquoise. Love this pair. I really enjoyed this. Now, this was not a crochet thread 10. This was a crochet thread 5. And I love the 5 just as much as the 10. But you can see it's a little bit thicker thread. But I love that brown variegation on there. And then the last pair of socks in that size is this variegated green. And that turned out really, really cute. Love that. All right, the next size of socks I did was 2T to 3T. And I haven't gotten a lot made in this size, but the few that I did, they're all little Disney socks. And so here is one with Daisy, and just did it with a pink trim. All right, and this is just a light lavender pair of socks that says Disney. But that's the trim there. And here's the other one. All right. And then this is also Disney, but it's just polka dots. And so I put just an elegant lavender border on that with the polka dots. And this is Minnie Mouse. And I took the peach in the heel and did a peach topping on them. So this is what it looks like from the ankle. And then of course when it goes on, it folds out and is like this. And that's the pattern on it. So those are those. And then this is the last one I've made in that set, and that's just Minnie Mouse on there and with a pink ruffle. All right, but I have many more in the pack to do. The next size that I have is newborn, and it's a little green pair of polka dot socks, and I put a little pink edging on those. And then this one has these cute little flowers, and I made a little frilly kind of sage looking ruffle to go on it to pull out that color in the socks. This one was something different that I experimented with, and I had fun with it. But this little kind of mauve and white color pair of socks, but I put the little edging up here and then I went back through it with that white sparkle thread that I used here in it and gave it this kind of like textured ridge trim on it. Really cute. Love these. Another pair of mauve socks with a brown trim. And I don't know if you can see that pattern or not. The lighting is not the greatest because it's kind of gotten late, but love that. Let me see if I turn it up this way. Oh, there you go. You can see that a little bit better. But that is in a chocolate brown on that mauve pair of socks. Love that. It's one of my favorite pairs. Then here's a cute little pair of pink socks with these mauve flowers. So I used a mauve color cuff on those. And then this little gray pair of socks with a pinky mauve elephant on it and also gave it a little mauve trim. So love those. These are the socks that I was talking about. So the Mickey Mouse ones and these and the other ones I'm about to show you. If you notice, these are not the kind that can roll down. You can't roll them down to get that edging at the bottom. So they have to be done differently. So I had to go around each sock, and if you can look here, there's a stitch. And I added a stitch in each of those little ridges to create kind of like a foundation for me to go up under and crochet around. You can't really see it from this side. That's where it came out, but I didn't do it the whole length of the cuff. And then this is what the inside looks like, but of course it's homemade. So, but you can see I created these little stitches around it and then I crocheted through them, and that's what makes the cuff fall down around the sock like this. If I had just gone around the edging like I had done with the other socks, and this one was the first pair I did, you can see it does a nice little frill, but it doesn't lay down as nicely as these do, or any of the other ones that I created. But now, once you get past this pair, these do, because you can see where there's the edging of the sock and it's coming down below that sock, you know, hem. Same thing with like this one. See how it flows down? If you're looking at it from the top, you're still getting that beautiful flower effect. But when it's on the foot and the ankle, it automatically falls down this way, where this pair doesn't as nicely. It still does, but it's not as nice. But it took me a while to come up with how to do these. And like I said, I almost just had Todd take them back to the store. But I'm glad that over time I came up with what to do, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to even do the little infant socks because, again, they can't be rolled down. All right, so moving on, I've got some 0 to 6 month socks, and this is what they look like. And again, I'm in love with the brown on the kind of mauve color. And again, that brown is not showing up really well. So let me flip this up so you can kind of see the design. And on these, I tack them down too. So that's why they're not coming up entirely, because in spots I've tacked them down around the sock to help them lay flat. Because on these, I did it around the edge. I didn't come up with that little loop around it on the outside to crochet under. I had not thought about that. This was when I was just experimenting still, and it just wasn't working out, and it was taking a lot of time to not only do it, but then to tack it down. With this new method that I've come up with, you don't have to tack it down. and but it does still take time to go around the edging of the sock. So this is laying down automatically on its own. It is not tacked down. As you can see, I can completely turn it up this way. And you can see where I went around it and created these little stitches. But when it's on the foot, it will automatically lay down without having to be tacked down like I did with these. And the ones I'm going forward and showing you, all of these have been tacked down. So you're getting ready to see how many I did before I was like, yeah, this isn't working. But then I went to bed and I woke up and had this other idea. But here again, here's another pair of 0 to 6 month. Absolutely love that purple on white. And again, you can't see as much because it's tacked down, but there is the trim on it. Cute little shell flower type border. All right, here's another pair. And this time I used a white on it, and I love that. It looks almost vintage. It's really, really cute. Fell in love with these. I had this mustard color pair of socks, and I was like, what can I put with mustard colored socks? And then I had this one crochet thread, number 10, and I was like, it's perfect. And I love it. What do you think? Can you tell? It's got forest hunter green in it. It's got the gold yellow, just like the socks. It's got a maroon and it's got a brown. And a piece of my hair. What crochet project does not eventually have some of our hair in it? There we go. But hopefully you can, oh yeah, you can see those colors really, really well there. And you can see this is before I came up with that technique, and I was treating these the same way I did these, but of course they can't be done the same way. But this is before I figured out what to do. And again, these are tacked down and around the entire border. But love the colors and how those came out. But you can see them better a little bit this way. So love those colors. Thought that was perfect. And the last pair with that is the lilac gray on gray. And love these. I did a front post and back post actual border around these. Oops, got a little close. It got blurry. And I just love that. And so all of the socks I got were girl socks. But this kind of border edging I could do on little boy socks, and I think it would work perfect and not look too girly. So I do plan on getting little boy socks in the future and doing some borders like this on the little boy socks. And the last set of socks that I have to show you are also 0 to 6 month, and these are all Christmas socks, and I'm excited about these. But my first Christmas, aren't those just so cute? And again, on this, I used a little bit of the front post, back post, and some double crochet to create that. But again, it's before I came up with the new way of doing it. All right, here's another, my first Christmas, with some Christmas variegated yarn. Love that. And then this one has a green cuff with the green trees on the little gray sock. And this one has the variegated Christmas on the trees. I tell you, I've had a lot of fun with this, but it has been a lot of work. All right, here is some hunter green on white socks. And just to see if I can show you the trimming on that. It's not really giving it the quality. Oh, there we go. All right, and then here's a pair of white socks with the red trim. And then another pair of white socks with the Christmas, the variegated Christmas. And then I have some little red and green Christmas socks, and I did the white around it. And again, I used that front post, back post, and I just love that kind of cuff that it gave it. Just a really, really cute sock. Definitely plan on making some of these when I'm making my dolls. And here's that same sock, the red and green, and I used the variegated Christmas thread on it, and also did that front post, back post. And I don't know if you can just really see the stitching and how it came out, but it is just really, really cute. And again, I think that's one that can be done on a little boy sock and can easily be used for a boy. To me, these could be boy or girl as well. All right, so that is what I have been working on, my friends, for the last couple of weeks. And again, it takes a lot of time to make these socks, especially when it doesn't have the roll down cuff. These socks here, I can make one pair of socks like this with like this type. Let me get one that I can actually open up. When it has those little holes in it like that, and I'm doing around it, and it's an automatic roll down cuff, I can probably make a pair of these in about 30 to 45 minutes, because you not only have to do it, but you've got to also be able to weave in the tails. And I don't just work over them. I want them truly worked in because I'm expecting that they'll be washed a lot. And I want to make sure that those tails are nice and secure. And with it being thread, you have to be more precise on it. And then any of these socks here where I've got to put the little stitches around it and then create the edging, it probably takes close to an hour, just simply because it takes quite a lot of time, because I want to make sure that these little stitches I'm putting in, that I'm putting them nice and straight, because as you can see, they can be seen, and I'm trying to accurately space them just because of the fact that they can be seen. And just because it's homemade, I mean, doesn't need to necessarily, look homemade. There's nothing wrong with it looking homemade, but I do want it to be symmetrical, and I do want them to match up. I have found that if I start one, I need to complete the other just so that tension stays the same, and I don't forget what little pattern I created, because since I sometimes am creative in making the stitches, I need to remember what I did, because on one of the, I don't remember which one it was, and if I look, I could tell you, but it was one, oh, no. I thought it was one of the Disney socks, but it's not. I know exactly which socks it is. Yes. If you look closely, these are not completely identical. And it's because I did one and went to bed, and when I got up the next day, I couldn't remember exactly what stitches I had done, except for the bottom to give it the ruffle on the bottom. And if you look closely at the edging of the sock, you can tell they're a little bit different. So it's little word to the wise if you are making these, to try and make one full pair at one time, especially if you're like me and you're changing up the stitches as you go from the rounds, or from round to round. On all of these, I thought with the smaller ones that I'd get by with only 2 rounds. Honestly, with bigger socks, I mainly was doing 3 rounds outside of the putting the stitches in, the single crochets to create the foundation. I was only doing 3 rows after that. With the little socks, you have to do 4 rows, because if you only do 3, it barely comes down on the sock, and it just doesn't look as well as it does when you have 4, creating more of a cuff on it. So another little tidbit of information. All right, thank you for being here with me. I know this has been a little bit long for a Yarn Joy adventure, but we did cram 2 weeks into this. So I'm excited to continue showing you what I'm working on for that. And sadly, I did not get a doll started. I still have high hopes to do that, but At this point, I'm not sure that it's going to happen for Shoppers Walk, and I'm really sad about that. But appreciate your prayers that I will use my time efficiently and effectively, and I know that God will help me get done all the things that I need to in the right amount of time. So, all right, take care, have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you for our next Yarn Joy adventure. All right, hope everyone had a great and happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Be joyful. Stay crafty in your own way. Make your own joyful creations. And above everything else, remember that you're loved. Nugs and joy, everyone. Bye.